fuck are you doing here? Not to be mean, but what is your purpose? Are you A, new to the game and want to learn how to be the best? B, know how to play but are still confused somehow? Or C, so far down the rabbit hole that you somehow landed here? Well, regardless of your purpose, you are in the right place. This video will help you no matter who you are, even if you're a washed up penguin following attacks for the first time in over a decade. This is Hearthstone Battlegrounds, Blizzard's attempt at a more casual turn-based card game with RNG and luck being the largest contributors to this clusterfuck. In this mode, you have 7 other demos to go against. The last one remaining is Crown King of the Nerds. This is a word you both strive for and aim to avoid. There's also Bob, the 𝓃𝓃𝑒𝓃𝓉. Bob's an asshole. He will lie to you constantly and hide minions from you and telling you that you are the best and that you are going to win even though you are clearly about to die. Do not trust Bob. You start each game with 3 gold, just enough for a large fry. Unfortunately, the minions also cost 1 large fry, so you have to pick between feud or minions. Honestly, you should go for the minions. Just slam it over here, slam it down, and congrats, you have your first minion. As the turns go past, the time between adding minions to the board and next combat will increase, giving you more time to make stupid decisions and scratch your ass. Each turn you'll gain 1 gold, all the way up to 10. Once you have 10 gold, Uncle Sam kicks in and starts taxing you to ensure that you don't make any more than 10. If you're wondering why I skipped over minions there for a minute, so am I. There are 7 types of minions in Battlegrounds, including neutral minions that have no family. They are to be outcast their entire lives. Minion types are the Murlocs, level lizards that gurgle more than a prostitute on the weekend. The Elementals, which everyone has an erection for every game. There's the Pirates who capitalize on safe trade. The Beasts, which are cannibals and get stronger off each other's corpses. There's the Dragons that have their wings clipped and spit battery acid instead of flames. The Mechs, who are never ending and multiply more than rabbits at an Easter rave. And finally the Demons, who want nothing more than to cause you pain in any way possible. There are 54 heroes in Battlegrounds, most of which are actually villains, and this is their chance to relax and slaughter countless prisoner minions without being reprimanded. Each hero has an ability, varying in cost, some even being free 99. Some of them are even passive and allow you to be brained to half the game and still win. All of the heroes have their directed minions that are favorable due to their power, but we will discuss it later. Keep it in your pants, buddy. For now, let's continue the baby steps. Now that you know what the minions are and what the heroes are, I think it's about time that you know what to do with them rather than just sit there with your thumb up your ass. Each minion costs 3 gold, and refreshing the assortment costs 1 gold. Freezing them in place costs 0 gold, and thankfully, otherwise we'd all be screwed. You can have a total of 7 minions on the board, and this maximum can be achieved at any time, as long as you can afford to buy them. Whenever you buy a minion from the pool, it reduces the amount of that minion that your opponents will see. So the more players that buy a specific minion means that the less often they will repeat overall. Much like toilet paper these days. If you sell a minion, however, it adds it back to the pool. If you buy 3 of the same minion, it creates a 𝓃𝓃𝑒𝑒 card that is gold and shiny. Its stat will be upgraded and its skills will be upgraded and will give you an extra shiny card as well. However, getting 3 golden minions does not guarantee that you will get a Super Saiyan 3 triple. Sorry. If you manage to get 3 triples, congrats, but you will be left feeling disappointed and wanting more, much like Bob's wife. Selling a gold minion will still only give you 1 gold. What a scam. The position of minions on the board matters more than Bigger does in the retirement home. Minions will attack from left to right, and will choose random targets, much like America when looking for oil in other countries. This means you want to put your death rattle minions first since their death brings you happiness. The minions that you actually want to live you want to put to the right, because they will attack last. It is also random which side starts. Sometimes your opponent will start, sometimes you will start. It all depends on who starts their dominance first by shitting on the carpet. Many minions have skill effects that will help or cripple minions to left or right, so read the damn skills. Speaking of skills, some of you fools don't even play regular Hearthstone, so we'll go over the skill effects really quickly. Death rattle means that the effect triggers when they die. Battlecry means that they'll cry when you first summon them and then they'll shut up and not use their ability for the rest of the time. It only triggers when they're first summoned. Magnetic means that their stats and abilities are applied to the minion that they're put right to the left of. This only applies to mechs. Taunt means that the other minions are forced to attack these guys first, usually because they hate them, but also because they probably don't agree with their opinions. Reborn means they'll come back to life with only 1 health remaining and all their stats removed. Divine Shield means the first time this minion takes damage, ignore it. Just like all the other problems. Poisonous means they're toxic as fuck and will kill anything with 1 shot. Windfury means that they hate to win and they can attack twice. Overkill means that they burn the house down to kill a spider. There are 6 tiers of minions in Battlegrounds. Tier 1 are fully your starter Pokemon, starting weak and fragile like a nerd in high school, and over time evolving and growing like Bill Gates. The minions for Tier 1 will be the cornerstone of the class you decide to run. Tier 2 also holds some of these stars, but the majority of them remain in Tier 1. Each turn, the cost of upgrading your tavern goes down by 1, until it reaches 0, at which point, if you have an upgrade like a dumbass, they won't reward you for holding out. Each time you upgrade the tavern, it'll cost just 1 more than the gold that you currently have. I had 6 gold for that, and it cost 7 to upgrade it after that turn. All the best minions are chilling at Tier 6, where you slam in, start abducting from homes, forcing them onto your board, and start watching them fight each other. This is how life works for them. The game is essentially a race to Tier 6, since if you were the only one in a given tier, you're the first one to see all the minions there, and the first one to be able to buy them. The minions in the tier above are not available to anyone in the tier below, so getting there early is smart. The amount of copies of minions available in each tier dwindle the higher you get. In Tier 1, all the minions are about as abundant as mosquitoes are in Africa, whereas in Tier 7, there is only 7 per minion. This means in order to win, you must be stingy and take all the minions for yourself. If your brain-dead opponents are running the same class as you, then you may see less of what you need. This means you either rage quit or switch to another class, depending on what stage of the game you're in. The first stage of the game is the early game where you're building up to 10 gold. In the early game, it's best to upgrade at least once, sometimes twice, and have a set class decided instead of just a whole bunch of random ass minions eating glue. Once everyone hits 10 gold, the mid-game begins, and this is where you start injecting your favorite minions with steroids is crucial. All classes have buffs, and the mid game is where all the legal shit goes down. This is also where you would still be safe to switch classes if you have the balls. The endgame begins when there's only 4 players left. If you got knocked out before the endgame, you gotta eat more vegetables, kid. Endgame can last a very long time, especially if everyone was knocked out early. Switching classes at the endgame can be very difficult and risky because your opponents have spent a lot of time buffing their minions while you are indecisive as couldn't choose between blue cheese and ranch. In order to win, you have to brutally murder all of your opponents. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll most likely ignore them for several months, and by the time I answer finally, you will already find your own. The next video will cover all the current heroes and what they do. Subscribe for more!